Right, we're back. It's cold today. It's like 0 degrees at this moment in time, so the concrete is still a bit green. I don't know if you can see the rod moving there in that. So what we're going to do today, just because it's that cold, we're going to wind down the nuts. We're going to get the base frame in, but we're not going to insulate and floor it today, just to give the concrete a bit of a chance to go off. Right, what we're doing, we're leveling the nuts. Now, you can either build one of these on a concrete base, or you can use ground screws, or you can use this system. Whichever you choose, this choice is yours, I guess. But these are the 1 metre threaded rods. They're galvanised and they're M24. John's going round with the laser there. You can see the laser spinning. He's got the staff on that. We looked for the highest point, which is over here. This is our highest point. So he's now going round and he's winding down the nuts to level them off. A guy called Ronnie made us this bar. I think he's some kind of fabricator, I can't remember now. The nuts, because I washed them off yesterday, they're actually frozen. See how tight they are, David?
Yeah. I've done a few with my hand and they've been tight.
Yeah, right. So yeah, so Ronnie made us this bar. He's built one himself, the garden room, and he come up with this, and it's actually genius. The reason I've got the clutch on the drill, so that's why it's making that nice. But wind them down with them anyway, and John's going to go around and he's going to lock them off then once he's lasered them. But you don't have to use a laser, you can use a spirit level. So what you could do is find your highest point, wind your nuts down, sit your level on there, and then wind your next nuts up so it's level, and then go on all round using the level. But if you're going to use a level, what you need to do is rotate it every single time, and if your level's out slightly, it will correct itself as it goes around. So what he'll do, he's going to lock them off, and we'll get them all locked off, and then we're going to use some of this 4x3, which is a wall plate. It's been treated. This 4x3, what it's designed for is to sit on an internal skin of your house on the breeze block, and then your rafters would be bird's mouthed into that. Right, skips here. Right, so what we're going to do, because the length is over 4.8, they come at 4.8, you can get them in 6 metres, but these are 4.8, so he's going to join them, but we'll just do that. Skips here, David. Right, that far wall which John is on now, the far leg there, is over 4.8, the timbers are 4.8, sometimes get them at 6, so we're going to have to join them with splice plates, which Brandon is doing. This is a splice plate, and that's a twist nail, and it'll do that on both sides, which will then extend the length of that timber. And then we're going to go back. We're going to go. I'm really bad at this today, David. Then what we're going to do then is drill some holes in it, and we'll drop them on. But I'll show you that as well. Yeah. Right, I'll try and get my presenting skills back as they were before. Right, that's the 4x3. John's gone round. He's locked off all the nuts now. They're twisted against each other, so they can't actually drive down or vibrate down anything like that. Ronnie made us this as well. That just sits against the rod there, the wall there, and that's your centre. That's what I'm going to drill. So I'm going to go down now, and I'm going to mark the centre of each hole. I mean, to be fair, what I used to do is just freehand it, and then we'd end up braying the timbers down. And John never used to like that, did you, John? Because he spends a lot of time getting his rods dead straight. He's proud of his rods, aren't you, John?
So, proud of plenty of rods.
Right, fire that up onto the trestle. What I'm going to drill it with, I'm going to drill it with this Bosch bit. It's 25mm. The rod's 24mm, so it's 25mm. It's a Bosch speed bit. Some description. Somebody recommended that to us when I tried it at Spot On. I'm using Milwaukee. I'll power through that, no problem. So, something isn't right. Oh, there we go. Why is that so slow?
Not slow now.
Slower than normal, John. I wonder, is it feeling the cold as well? Right, fire that through there. And what I'm going to do is just wiggle it out a little bit at the bottom, simply because we want to go on this rod successfully. I think so. That's showing 3 bars, that, John. It's cold, isn't it? Right, so that battery there, look. It's got 3 bars and it's practically full. That should power through there, no problem. John's 12 amp. Now, we've had this discussion before and the terminology wasn't quite right. That's completely full. That's all, John.
You sure?
Yeah. Now, that's powered through there, no problem at all. Now, there's a lot of knots in that bit there. Put shoes on, John. Yeah. Now, you could sort of say it's equivalent to putting a full tank of petrol in your car. It doesn't make it go faster, it just makes it drive longer, but it does actually drive it faster and harder through. We've had this conversation before, haven't we, John?
Yeah. It obviously keeps them up.
A constant power. But there you go, right. Look, and the reason why I've wiggled them is just to make that bottom entrance hole just slightly bigger so that we can go on the road successfully. What I want to do now with the chainsaw, right? I'm going to notch it there like that, and I'm going to cut that out there, and then what that'll happen then is when we wind our nut down, it will go down below the level of the timber. Right, so we've notched them out now. What we're going to do now is chop them down.
I haven't picked out bottoms off them all. I did a few.
He's not pulled burrs off, and they need pulling off because it can hold it up.
I've just pulled first ones. I just forgot them.
Yeah, go to the end of this timber. Let's have a look, see if you can see how it does. Look down that edge there. Can you see it?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah. Right, so you see how twisted that timber is. So what will happen now is we'll get it onto the rods, we'll push it down, and then we'll drive the nuts down, and it will straighten the timber back up. It doesn't matter if it's a little bit out, it's quite irrelevant really. Right, what we'll do now, me and John will lift it on. We'll look for the highest rod, which I think is this one, John. I'm on, are you on?
This one.
Sometimes the rod might just want a little bit of a little knob just to get it going. Right, so it just wants driving down a little bit. Like I say, the hole to that is 25, the rod's 24. You can see there, that's gone down. Have a look down it now, David, so you can see if it's straight now. You can?
Yeah.
Yeah? Yeah?
Yeah.
No,
right, so that's straight now. So what we're going to do now is get my drill and the finding bit. So what we'll do now is we'll go around with the nuts and wind them down. So that's as far as the drill will send it. And then what we'll do then is just, it's genius is this part. You can see it compressing down now, look. And what you want is your nut lower than your timber. Let's have a look, I'll show you there. There, you can see that kind of. Yeah. So when the floor goes over the top of that, it's not going to push it up its low. So that's what we want. What we're going to do, we're going to put all these nuts down. We'll go do that edge. We'll do all the perimeter first, and then I'll show you the cross sections going in as well. You can really see the shape now, proper triangle shape. I'll show you the back in a minute. We're going to drop a timber in the cross there as well, which will support and take the bounce out of the 42. Another one in there, and a little one over there. Maybe. What we're going to do then, we join the timbers together here on the corner. Brandon's going to use, like, they're a 250mm screw, and he'll drive them in there. We're going to make sure that they're flush with each other. These nuts will get wound down then when they are flush with each other. Yeah, you're going to miss it there. And that there now, we'll put two in there. That'll tie that in together. Come over here, mate. Right, you can see what I've done here, look. Now, Brandon, you got my Sharpie? Just froze it a minute. Right, so it's not a true triangle, right? What we were hoping for is that would be this wall, that would be this wall, and that would be the front of it, but it's not actually like that. It's more like that. So this issue here now, what we're going to send the roof that way, so all the water's going to run to the back there, but this here won't be a true right angle. So what we've done, we've created a little a little bit of a dead end on it there, a little square end, and hopefully then we'll be able to get some gutter brackets on there. I think this is what we did before. Me and John seem to remember we did that before, and that works well, so that's why we've created that there. But yeah, but that's it. That's sort of like the main base frame. We're going to put some cheek 42 joists to carry that as well, and we'll show you them going into. Right, we've gone round and put some 4x2. It's green treated timber, and we're sitting them on these joist hangers again, fixing them with twist nails. What we did, where's that speed square, Brandon? What we did was, to start us off, we measured as 400, and then we got our speed square on there. We levelled our line, sorry, no, like that. We got our level across, and that started us off. We fixed it with some 100mm screws in there. Obviously can't get a joist hanger on there. You can see that one, if it hits a shoe we notch out, and we put 250 screws through there. So what will happen now is they're going to put some slate battens under here, which I'll be honest with you, we've completely forgotten about, so that's going to be a pain in the ass. There's some slate battens, and that will stop the insulation from pushing through, because we're then going to put that 100mm fallback Celotex in there to insulate the floor. But like I say, we need to put some joist hangers in between there. If you have a look at this, Davey, we've just opted for one in there because it diminishes so quickly. Slightly over 400 there, but that's fine, and it diminishes very quickly. So I'm just talking to John about this, and I think what we're going to do, you can get an adjustable gutter bracket joint rather, so I think we're going to put one of them on there. I've not decided yet, but that'll sort of come along as we go along. And I don't think we're going to put fairings on, because I don't think we've got anything to gain by it. I'm just going to build this front wall as we normally do, 75mm higher than the back and the sides, but we only have two sides, and the roof will drop anyway, so I think we're going to not bother with fairings, but we'll see. Right, so we've got the insulation down. We're putting now 22mm Aga Protect. It's got like a grey covering on it. It's good for 6 weeks out in any weather apparently, which is great for this time of year. It's 22mm. And this is the problem with the triangle build. Look, you've just got so much wastage on everything. Wastage on insulation, wastage on boards. It'll be the same for the roof as well. But you can see the shape of that now. Yeah. Right, we're using the 30-minute glue. They haven't got any 5-minute glue anymore, but you can see there it's quite fluid. The reason it's fluid because we've had it in a bucket of warm water for about 5 minutes, because it just doesn't want to come out at this time of year. It's absolutely freezing. And we're just using 60mm screws. We never nail them because your floor's going to squeak, so we screw the boards down. But you can, excuse me, you can see the wastage that's involved when you're doing a triangle shape. So there's your triangle base. We've put 4x3 perimeter and supports across, then 4x2, and then we've used this 22mm Aga Protect. Now it's forecast a little bit of snow tonight. It won't actually matter at all because it's got a protective cover on. It's good for 6 weeks out in any weather. You can see the shape of it now. It's a lot of waste in it, but it's quite an effective use of this part of the garden. You know, she's got access all around to maintain a fence in the future, but she's like maximised it. She didn't want it facing this way because she was looking out at that elevation. She wanted it facing this, so when she looks up the garden, then when she's sat in her office. So that's it. Tomorrow we'll get some walls up and we'll discuss whether or not we're going to use what are they called, John? What? Fairings. Fairings. So please like and subscribe, and we'll see you tomorrow.